Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Boardsy, and this is going to be a review of the Puretrak Talent. This is actually a mousepad that's been around for like well over a decade now. It's really popular like in some boomer like Quake communities, and I decided to give it a try. I hit them up. They sent it out, and honestly, it's a really fucking dope pad. I thought it was just gonna be like an OEM pad, but like it's like the original one. But no, this is a pretty unique pad. I'll get into it. I think all things considered, it is solid, and that's coming from a point of view where I am really fucking bored with mousepads. I don't want to do many mousepad reviews anymore, just because I do think there are like kind of elite mousepads, but this is definitely a unique cloth pad where they advertise it as being a balance between speed and control, and like what company doesn't do that? But it's actually like more on the side of speed, I would say. Something really unique with this pad was the low static friction, because when you think of a mousepad that's been out for like 15 years, you think of like a QCK. You don't think of a pad that actually has really low static friction. Overall, like a super smooth glide. I also noticed that the y-axis seems to be a little bit faster than the x-axis. It really depends on which mouse feed I use, but it's not like it's any slower, and I found that to be interesting in terms of like in-game feel. The pad itself isn't very squishy. It is like 6 millimeters thick or something, so obviously it's gonna have a bit of plushiness to it just because there's like so much rubber. But when you're actually playing, like no matter how much pressure you're putting, the glide is going to feel more or less the same. The rubber base they're using, it's not like the same as the standard rubber backing. Whatever it is, it's fucking good. You can see I'm trying to make it move. It's moving a little bit, but in game, never going to move. Something that is definitely concerning, there's no stitched edges, and mine is like already starting to fray in some places, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure boomers just like don't give a fuck about that, so it's like it is what it is. This is a $25 pad. They do make it's like a just black edition. I think that's only like 15, which is kind of insane. I don't know if it's the exact same glide. I would presume it is because this pad isn't coated. There's also some cool colors. You can see the website, KISS CBA, to explain it. And I did choose to get the white one, and as always, white pads get dirty quicker, so just know that going into the purchase. And I really just want to reiterate that this pad kind of felt like a not watered down X-ray pad Thor. Think of an Odin gaming, fuck, what was the pad? Like, my brain totally forgot it. No, zero gravity. Holy shit. The Odin zero gravity. Imagine that, but good. That's how this mousepad surface feels. And usually I'm not a fan of such thick pads, and also not pads without stitched edges, because usually it feels like razor fucking sharp, but these do not feel that way. It's honestly super comfortable to rest my hand on because the texture is so soft. It's definitely not perfect though. One like minor complaint I have, this is the largest size and it has 380 millimeters of vertical room. I wish it was a bit larger than that. Like I think for 40 centimeters of vertical room is like a pretty standard. So that kind of caught me off guard. And they did send me out another pad. I just didn't decide to review it though. This is the fucking Phoenix one, and that one is a bit longer vertically, so that's kind of insane. But let me know if you guys want to see a review of this one as well. I could have like bundled it, but I did like this pad a bit more, honestly. Something about the texture just felt like silkier. This one is also cheaper, and I've heard about it for a while now. It's like kind of just been referred to as like this like OG God pad, so I just wanted to try it out, and I did fuck with it. So I really do hope the boomers are happy. I appreciate your culture. It's not going to be like my new main or anything, but I think it is a perfectly viable cloth pad. And on their website, they say that the reason they have it so thick is for uneven surfaces. So that's something I never even thought about before. But if that's your situation, this is one of the better, thicker pads that I've tried, because like all of the Esport Tiger thick pads, they just honestly don't compare to this, like the Kinsui or whatever. And one thing that I can't really speak to is humidity. And all of my time I've been testing this mousepad, it's been under 60% humidity. So if it is being affected, the effects are pretty minor. So I don't know how this pad would fare in like 90% humidity. But in like the over a week I've been using it, it has been like really consistent, hasn't worn down on me yet. I also don't know about long-term durability, but it should last like months of hard use. And I think overall you can't really shit on the value. It fits a kind of like, it's like a pretty unique pad all around. It's not just like basic. That's why I wanted to cover it. And for how long it's been out and like the good pricing and even like the good design, I think that this is a massively underrated pad. So if you're looking for something that's honestly cloth, but more on the side of speed than control, obviously like this pad still retains control. It's by no means like a fucking Raiden or anything. But I think it's really solid. Thanks to them for sending it out. Did I clarify that? Should add a thing at the beginning, be like, oh, this pad was sent out, like, and stuff. Turns out I did remember to clarify that. I'm not even surprised. I'm honestly proud of myself, however. But if you play a game with a lot of verticality, like Fortnite, Apex, I was even fucking with it on Crunker. This is a good pad, and I will give it the Boardsy seal of approval. One of the first products in a while to receive the coveted award. But yeah, another sick mouse pad to consider, especially after the GameSense Radar got, like, fucking canceled or whatever. But yeah, like and sub, peace.